Welcome to the Checkout Premier League Night 11. Andy and Corbin to break down how it's going to go down. We're going to go over the matches. We're going to go over the spreads, the totals, and of course, the props. If you guys could hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you want to join the Discord, and why wouldn't you? It's free Discord, Winning in the Shadows Discord. Jump on over there. I'll put a link in the comment section. All kinds of free plays, all kinds of spreadsheets for you to help track your own plays. Me and Corbin and Jim and Jan, all the admins are in there. So ask any questions that you may have. But let's get into the darts tournament here, Corbin. We got Dobie, Humphreys, Price, Aspinall, Bunting, Van Gerwen, Littler, and Cross. Of course, we're going to start with Dobie and Humphreys. I guess is the Luke Darley alive? First round? I think
it could be this week. It could be this week for sure.
Yeah. What's the price? Minus 149? Yeah, count me in. I'm in.
Yeah, I mean, Humphreys is an interesting one. We mentioned about the blowout. I was going through. He really has these kind of like hot and cold games. Like sometimes he'll average like 93 for a few games. Then suddenly he'll jump up to like a 105 average, and then he's back down to 93. He's very kind of all over the place, which kind of goes with the burnout kind of mentally kind of thing. It's very it's hard to know where he's at, quite honestly. The 180s is probably where I'm looking at the most in this game.
What player 180s or total?
I could talk about both, quite honestly. Stay with the totals. So okay. I'm gonna mention. So I always mention the alts, so I'll do that first. So I like the Humphreys under 3.5 180s minus 220. You can get that. Not at DraftKings, but you can get that. I'm pretty sure Bovada now do them. Bet365. Those are the main ones. So if I read you the 180 totals for as long as I could be bothered to go back, quite honestly. So he's had 2, 3, and 5 last week. So he went over once. Then before that, he had 1, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3. So I really like that alt line of under 3.5. I even like a sprinkle of it under 2.5 at the plus money.
Yeah,
only small. But then that's how I ended up at the total 180s. So if you have only DraftKings, the under 5.5, I think is also a potential play because Dobie hasn't been getting many either. If I think under 3.5 for Humphreys, that means I then need 2.5 for Dobie, or vice versa. Dobie hasn't been getting many either. He's kind of in the 1 or 2 kind of range. He really hasn't been getting 3 or 4. So I almost like the under 5.5 more than I like the Humphreys under 2.5 because I feel like if Humphreys gets to 3.5, it's probably going to go over anyway. So yeah, that's why I like that. I lean Humphreys to win this game. I wouldn't play the money line. Maybe a sprinkle on the Luke Darley, but other than that, I wouldn't go too heavy on the money line. I'd stick to the 180s this week. So
I will just bring up the under half bullseye finishes. I just love him in all these games. I think you play him in all of them. You're gonna.
Let's come back to those at the end then, because I've got all the stats that I had.
Okay, we're coming back to the bullseye. This is my new favorite market. At the end. This is my new favorite market.
I'm containing the excitement. Andy's just eager to get to them.
I know. Okay, well, I will do this. I know you're not that high on it this week. I am going back to the under 7.5. I'm sorry, over 7.5 in each. I think it's a reasonable price here. Minus 167. Bunting is the big worry. Because I don't worry about Littler and Cross because Cross can keep up with Littler. I don't worry about Price and Aspinall. That's even. I don't worry about Dobie and Humphreys. Humphreys doesn't steamroll guys too often. Van Gerwen's been fantastic in first rounds. He seems like he's over his, tragic injury of putting the shirt on. Just, really, really sad. Glad he's able to fight through the pain. But Bunting can win too against Van Gerwen. Van Gerwen's not a guy that just runs away with it. But it is round 1. So anything's possible. I don't know. I'll take the minus 167 on the over 7.5. So as far as who wins, I think I like the Luke Darley this week. I'll take it. So Gerwen, Price, and Aspinall. I don't know, man. You want to lay minus 140 on Price?
Where have they got this line? How are they? I said it last week on the show. Aspinall is undervalued every game. He just is because he's never out of any game. He's always at least competitive. I feel like at worst you'll get a chance to hedge with Price at plus money at some point.
I'm
If you
with
start
you.
off taking Aspinall plus 110, if you can watch it, I'm sure Price at some point. All it takes is Aspinall to throw first, and it will be
Yes.
flipped probably. So Aspinall won the Knights last week, night 10. He was superb last week. Won 2 games 6-2.
He was great. He was
He was,
great
he
last
was, but
week.
remember,
He's so good.
he was a heavy favorite to finish bottom of this tournament, and he's like sat in like third or fourth at the minute. Like he's really impressive to me. I really like him, even fighting through his dartitis, where he can't release the dart. He's just
How he continues to play well when he does that shit is amazing. Like
it's
he's like
crazy.
treble 20. Like, wow, how did you just do that?
He, as you like to say, Andy, he's one that I would say has the dog in him. Like he's not always pretty, but he always finds a way.
He always fights back. He's not out of it. You're right. Aspinall has that dog in him. Absolutely.
The one thing I would say, the head-to-heads are always tight between these two. So again, this is one I would love the over 8.5. I'm slightly different. I always like taking an over 8.5 and then a couple of 7.5s. That's the way that I would go, because quite honestly, I don't want to trust Bunting to even get two legs ever again after how many times he's burned me. I just don't know what to make of Price. He's just like, he seemed back to more of himself last week. Oh, I can't really do anything.
Can we say we got lowercase Gerwin Price last week, or like a watered down version of Gerwin Price last week?
We got slightly improved one on the weeks before, so
yeah,
it wasn't hard to get much more positive.
It's like that leftover pizza that it's good the next day, but it's not quite as good as we got it the previous night. So, yeah, there's no chance I'm laying -140 on Gerwin Price. No way.
I'll take a sprinkle on the plus 110. Again, at some books you can actually parlay the money line and the over. I would love Aspinall and over 7.5, 8.5, just to get you an even bigger kind of plus money. So
love it. Stephen Bunting, Michael Van Gerwen. We got first round Van Gerwen, who's always great. Hopefully everything goes right and he puts on his shirt with no accidents involved. I'm never going to drop this. This is like every week we do a golf show, which is on the Wager Talk YouTube channel. It's called Tea Time, myself and Nick Borman. And the producer, Joe Ranieri, every week randomly puts up the photo of Scotty Scheffler in the orange jumpsuit when he got arrested. And it's funny every time because Scotty Scheffler is the most unassuming guy, the last person on the face of the planet you would ever expect. And we have I hate it because it was unfortunate, but it makes me laugh every time. And I'm sorry, I'm never going to think of Michael Van Gerwen without thinking about how he hurt himself.
No, it's just it's the same way that if I say Cameron Menzies to you, you're going to laugh again. Okay, I'll take over the show from here for the next 30 seconds while Andy. So I'm going to go.
I love darts. It's the best.
Okay, I'm going to try and bring it back right.
Cameron Menzies bawling in the middle of a match, and Van Gerwen can't put on his shirt without hurting himself. All right.
Reel it in. I can't do anything with the money lines. I can't do anything.
Well, yes, you can. You can play first round Van Gerwen.
I was going to say I could be tempted for a sprinkle on Van Gerwen.
Yes,
but
100%.
But again, what Bunting shows up, he hasn't actually played that bad when he's losing these games. What I do think, firstly, is a disgrace is that they're -120 and -110. To have that kind of split is disgusting, firstly. But I think there's better areas. Bunting over his average. I think it was at 95.5. May have bumped it on a few books to 96.
96.5. Yeah. I don't know. To me,
I'm taking it.
To me, there's a big difference between 101.5 and 102.5. I don't know, 95.5 and 96.5. I feel like he sails under or sails over.
Yeah, I think it's one of those, if you like, I would recommend shopping around. Bet365 still has it at 95.5. If you can get 95.5, always go for it, because you might go, oh, it's just a point, it's not going to make a difference. You'd be amazed at the amount of times that they land a point or two above or below these kind of totals. So if you can find 95.5, I love that. Sprinkle on the 96.5. He lost 6-1 last week, hence one of the reasons I will never trust him to go over 7.5 again. But he still averaged 105. He's been averaging over 100 for like most of the last month or so. So it's tricky. But the angle I like better is his 180s. Again, Bet365, you can get over 2.5 180s at minus 200. Oh, no, that's at Bunt. Yeah.
So Van Gerwen is 2.5 at minus 125. DraftKings has Bunting over 3.5, but there are places that have this at 2.5 for Bunting.
Yeah, 2.5 is minus 200. I love that. That is my favorite piece on the entire card that we will mention. I also like him at 3.5 at the at plus 125. Recently, so he's had 5, 4, 3, and 4 the last few weeks. It's part of the reason I love his average, because he's scoring so many 180s. So again, they kind of tie in together. He's been great on the 180s, and he has to score against Van Gerwen. Like, he just has to, or he's going to get waxed again. So yeah, 2.5 if you can get it. I love it. Put that with the Humphreys under 3.5, and you have a solid plus money play at that point. So I like that.
Oh, give me Van Gerwen at minus 120.
Van Gerwen beat him 6-1 last time.
It's minus 120, in my opinion, is laughable. Like,
see, why is that minus 120 and Gerwen price is minus 140?
I was just getting ready to say, I don't understand why Price is minus 140 and Van Gerwen is minus 120. Either there's stuff we don't know, or this falls into the category of the books aren't paying attention to these matchups, these props. It's NBA playoffs. NHL playoffs are right around the corner. That's at the end of this week. And they're just throwing out these darts lines, and they're just I don't know what their algorithm is seeing, but I love the minus 120
on it again.
What's that?
They've got the Office Junior back on making the lines.
The one that gave us Luke Littler Premier League.
The one that gave us Luke Littler 2 weeks ago in the second or third round.
Yes.
Hopefully we get another one of those nights.
That would be great. Yes. Real quick, before we get to the last one, guys, we do have we're just promoting long-term packages. 7 days, not that long-term, but 30 days, a little bit more long-term, 365 days. All of them are 30% off. Every single one of them. Why? Because we're up 88 units this year. We're up 25 units the last 7 days when we did our bankroll reset on Monday. We just swept cricket earlier today. We're recording this on Wednesday. We want you guys to take advantage of all of our sports. Like, buying one pick, buying darts is fine. We're going to profit in that. We want you guys to profit off of all of the sports. Like, we ended the NBA season up 46 units. We're double digits in NHL. Corbin's been smoking tennis. His goal was 50 units for the year in tennis. He's almost there, and it's April. So, we want you guys to be able to profit all this. That's why, we're allowed to design our own specials. So when they say, well, what special do you want? Do you want it to be a discount on a certain pick? So no, I want people to be able to experience all of our picks. So 7 days, 30 days, 365 days, every single one of them is 30% off this week. So take advantage. And I understand that if you want to get a 365-day pass, it's a big investment. I offer this to everybody. Reach out to me. I'll talk to you about it over the phone. I've done plenty of conference calls with people to answer any questions, any concerns, talking strategies. I offer that. So that's free. I completely understand how big of an investment it is, but I told the story before. Yesterday, I spent $6,000 on lights, Corbin, on my production company. That was one day. A 365-day pass is $1,200, and the returns that you get on our plays are incredible. I have been an entrepreneur my entire life, and I have never seen these returns when you invest in a business.
You would pay more to give it to like a stocks broker, like to invest, like the commission that you would pay any of these other people. Like, that was the only thing I saw your segment on Wages Talk today. The only thing another reason you say, why do we do this? It's like, why does anyone do anything? Like, why do accountants not just manage their own finances? Why don't stockbrokers just buy their own stocks? Like, there's a reason that they give this advice and they do it for people. It's like someone in our Discord mentioned it's the time saved. Like, you just plug in the place. You don't have to research anything. You don't like if everyone was a winner and anyone could do this, then why don't they? Like, there's very few people that are profitable, and especially as profitable as us. So
entrepreneurs are always looking for passive income. That's what I'm looking for. I want to pay somebody to make me money. And now we've created this business that's what we can provide. And you're right. The person in Discord said it best. I spend 30 seconds putting in your plays. You guys spend all the hours researching. Like, this is a perfect business for me. I spend $1,200 a year, and you guys can bring me in 120 units.
Yeah. Anyone can win or lose just a one-off play. That's why when you get the 7-day special, like even if Andy's running cold, there's like 4 of us other people to do it. If I'm running cold, I know the others can pick up the slack. Like, it's very hard for us to have a bad week because there's just so many of us. It's very unlikely we're all going to be cold at the same time. So
yeah,
the variety really helps. Profitable in how many months of the last?
14 out of 17, and we are going to be profitable in April. We're up so much. It's like we would have to go 0-40 to end April. So this is going to be 15 out of the last 18 months. And I defy you to find somebody else that can do that. It doesn't exist. I defy you to try and find that. So, all right, 30 days, 7 days, 365 days, all 30% off. Take advantage. Again, leave a comment. Reach out to us in Discord if you want to talk about it. I'm here. All right, let's talk about the last game, and then we'll go to the bullseyes. Littler and Cross, yeah, it's just your standard Luke Littler. I'm playing the match treble because I'm going to be consistent with it. I'm playing it every week. If it loses once, fine, I'll go back to it. It's plus money. 390 seems about right. I don't agree with this -2.5. Littler can steamroll guys. A lot of times he gets too cute. He will leave himself 170s. We talk about it, all the time. He's stylistic. He's fun. He likes to put on a show, and sometimes it costs him some legs. He doesn't care. But as bettors, we just got to keep in the back of the mind that -2.5, that means he's got to win 6-3. And he just doesn't always get it done.
Especially as you don't know who's throwing first. Again, if Littler was throwing first, 6-3 is way more plausible than if he's throwing second.
Oh, if he's throwing second, this is dead.
Yeah,
like, this is
you can't bet -2.5 before you know who's throwing.
Absolutely,
it's just suicide. So, the things I was going to mention: FanDuel, Bet365 have Littler winner most 180s -180. I prefer that to the treble this week, just because Cross can hit a big checkout. So that's why I would go the -180 route if you have it. Slight worry for Cross. He lost 6-2 last week. But look, he really didn't play that bad in hindsight. Aspinall just kind of was even better. It wasn't a case of he was like averaging in the 80s or low 90s. Like, he was playing well. Littler's won 5 straight head-to-heads and had the most 180s comfortably in all 5 of those. Hence why, to me, that's the route this week. So,
yeah, not much. I ever so slightly into over 2.5 for Cross just because of the price. Plus 135.
But he goes for treble 19, and
I was just getting ready to say, but as soon as I say that, he'll treble 20, and if the darts are a little wonky or if he's blocked, has no problem. Which, listen, kudos to him. That's a smart thing to do.
Yeah,
like strategy-wise, it's smart, but you got to know that he will do that from time to time. So, all right,
let's get to your favorite segment now.
This is my new favorite segment, the bullseye finishes. I think this is an untapped market. -230 on Humphreys and Doby. Yeah. Price and Aspinall. Aspinall worries me a little bit.
Yeah. Just I
have no idea why Price is -450 and Aspinall.
Again, I can quickly go through the stats. So there's not a good way to track this. So I'm tracking it kind of myself as they go along. So in the first round last week, only 5 were attempted in total, of which there was only 3 players that even attempted one: Aspinall, Cross, and Littler. Only Aspinall and Cross in the first round even got one. Everyone else either like Price, Bunting, Humphreys, Doby. None of them attempted a single one, let alone made one. Second round, Van Gogh attempted one, missed it. Aspinall none. Other second round game, Humphreys attempted none. Littler attempted one, missed it. And then the final, Aspinall attempted none and Humphreys attempted two and missed it. One game out of the whole night, it hit.
And it happened to be the one we bet on.
Yeah.
That was the pisser.
You just come back to it, quite honestly. You have to. It's,
minus 230.
These prices are crazy.
Great.
On like
minus 215. Fine. That's playable. Minus 230. That's playable. But I am not playing Littler.
No, I would rather. I wouldn't play that game at all because cross at minus 1,000 is a
yeah.
bit.
You just stay away.
We
from
attempted
Littler.
2 last week and made one. That's why I'm saying, where do they then get Price at minus 450? Because he hasn't attempted any recently.
I know.
Like, it's just like it feels very weird where these numbers are at. To me, Doby, Humphreys, you could play the total under. Price under half. What's next? Bunting, Van Gogh, and again, I could probably take both of them. I don't trust take the total. I don't think either of them even did. Van Gogh attempted one in each game last week, but he didn't make it. And I remember his were quite wayward.
They were way off. They were way off. They weren't even remotely close. One of them wasn't even in the 25. One of them was like in the 18 or something. So
that's why. Also going back to like I was saying, do we just pass on the Aspinall because he made one last week? But then you look in the second round, he attempted none, and in the final, he attempted none.
That's what I mean. You go right back to it. We just stay consistent on it. I almost want to go back to the people that did hit one because it happens so infrequently.
Yeah,
like they're not going on a streak. Yeah. It's like
I'm more like the ones that don't even attempt it. Like Price isn't even attempting it, let alone making one. It seems at the minute. So. Yeah, that's definitely the market to watch for me at the minute. So
absolutely. All right, the checkout live going to be tomorrow. It is 1:00, 1:15 Eastern, so it's a little bit earlier start. That's going to be a little after 6:00. A little after 6:00. Corbin for your time. So if you want to watch live, please join us here on the channel. We'll walk you through live bets, man. Corbin, you want to do your rant about live bets?
Live betting is just so profitable. Just betting on what you see, like small little changes, and they move the price greatly. It's the same like they throw one wonky dart and they go from like minus like 170 to like plus 100. Like it's crazy. The overreaction is mental, and then you can just see players fading or players coming.
We've so done well with our plays on the checkout live. Like like you watch the show. I know like a couple people said, one guy was like, yes, I move all my meetings on Thursday afternoons. I don't schedule
perfect.
Like one person was like, you made my work day. It's a blast. Join us. But really most important thing is we're here to make money. Like, listen, we want to have fun. We want to enjoy what we do. The bottom line is we are here to make money, and watching these guys live, being able to live bet, and also like seeing them in the first round and when they advance going, this guy advanced, but he looked terrible in the first round.
Yeah, and he's
gives
playing
you so much of an advantage. So, yeah, join us for the live. And then we, of course, will have our streaming channel. I don't know what country I'm going to fly to, Corbin, but that's an inside joke.
The only other thing is I would say if you're a client, watch out for plays coming out after the first round. I will come back to bullseyes probably in the semifinals and finals if they offer them. So.
Love it. So, all right, guys, that's going to do it for us. Join us for tomorrow for Premier League Night 11. Good luck on your plays, and we'll see everyone later.
Good luck.